Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Intelligent Automation Dialogues. Now, as organizations are prioritizing automation, RPA, and AI, CIOs must explore strategies to unlock the momentous new capabilities, reduce costs, as well as increase efficiencies. Intelligent automation is a critical business strategy, not simply a technology implementation. And therefore, how do we ensure that the RPA and the IA strategy we put together will deliver maximum benefits by unlocking the potential for hyper-personalized experiences, agile decision-making, and process efficiencies to deliver accelerated growth? In today's interview, we are delighted to welcome KRISHNAN Jayaraman, the Vice President and Business Head for Data Analytics and RPA at Aspire Systems. Welcome, KRISHNAN.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here today and really understand from you how you're seeing RPA and IA penetrate the marketplace to deliver enhanced benefits to organizations. Now, how do organizations leverage IA and embrace this rapidly changing digital world to make the best automation choices?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. As you said, it's very important. The last 2 years, this COVID-19 outbreak has really shown a lot of weakness in many of the businesses, right? And but largely what has happened is every digital organization has overcome this. They have introduced new means of doing the business. Mainly, they have taken it into online cloud computing and making sure that they could reach out to their customers without much impact on the way onto their business. And businesses that are digitally matured outperformed than the businesses that were less digitally enabled. And in fact, there are many studies in the past that has also proven that mature organizations are always more robust and they are well equipped with quick and easy to fast change that they could adapt for modernizing their business. Technology is one aspect of enabling into digital. And earlier it used to be like only high-tech media, telco companies where, tech-savvy organizations, but those are now broken, right? Now, even a small kirana shops are digitally enabled by, the Google Pay. They can get their payments done through online. So there's a lot of technology adoption that has been done all over the places. So, which is very critical for an organization is make sure that your business is able to adopt to latest technologies and you are able to draft a program which can accept these transformations. Ensure that you reduce the failure rate and then, people across the business, the IT and everyone is able to adapt to these changes. And to embrace this change, digital transformation should reconsider some of the technologies that were used earlier and to the technologies that are currently available. Like, say, for example, RPA and AI are very critical for any successful business to give a maximum reach to their business. So mainly I would say strategize and prioritize, focus on improving your client or customer experience, examine the value chain strategically to find out the organization's biggest opportunities, and also embrace change, which is very vital, right? And a digital culture and accepting, the change and making sure that this change and the impacts are going to have a positive side of impact to your end customers. That's going to be very, very important. And also encourage staff to kind of start adopting to the new change and the new technologies that are going to be used. Say, for example, between the old systems to the new system, how are you going to transition, making sure that people are not losing their jobs, they're going to upgrade themselves into going into another upgraded job. So that is something which is very important. And have an overarching strategy and goal, which will make the workforce, the customers, the business, and everything all together for embracing the digital transformation.
Definitely. I think you've given a very, very good summary of, how the world is changing for most of the businesses and what are the key pillars around which the success of an automation journey actually stands. Now, one of the bigger transformations that we are seeing is also leveraging of cloud RPA. How do you see cloud RPA delivering value to organizations?
I'm glad you brought that up. So therefore, let us first define cloud RPA, right? Cloud automation is the term used to describe the automation of business process via the use of cloud native or a web-based robotic process automation and artificial intelligence technologies. In a nutshell, it is referred as RPA as a service itself. So now, what does that mean by RPA as a service? Right. So all you need is a system with an internet connection, and you can connect to any devices within your network and ensure your workflow is fully automated. Um, and cloud RPA helps in decreased total cost of ownership is one of the primary advantage that many of the organizations are moving into cloud-based automation. It also allows enterprise to reap benefits towards implementing it across wide. You will have one single repository where all the automations can be executed. You don't need to have siloed approach. Your AI can sit on top of your RPA and making sure that there is a broad range of business functions can be covered together. And all of the cloud technologies do offer RPA as one of their services, including the RPA tools are offering on their own cloud platforms a cloud-based automation strategy. Now, by combining robotic process automation and other automation technologies, organizations may achieve outsized benefits. Therefore, many businesses are actually placing a high premium on automation and the positive influence technology may have on many facets of their company operations. So the it should not be just looked at as savings opportunity. It's also about operationalizing the entire automation onto a single source of place.
Definitely. And of course, that brings all the added advantages you just spoke about, Krishnan, because that's the essence, of being able to do a lot of stuff real time these days and making sure that a lot of that operational journey that you orchestrate is seamless and is being able to deliver the benefits of larger efficiency gains. Now, as you rightly said, that, it's all about leveraging the right technology at the right time. And therefore, for a successful automation strategy, it is really important for an organization to accurately identify the problem in a business process and subsequently to select the right use case for automation. Now, how can CIOs ace this?
Almost anything may seem to be wise approach in hindsight if you have enough patience, tenacity, good fortune, and time. I truly believe in this principle. Like some effective business and IT strategies, after much trial and error, a durable, purposeful strategy emerges. So, an IT endeavor here, a business purchase here, and a SaaS application everywhere, and you are hybrid, right? The plan comes later as stakeholders see the potential benefits. So, automation often follows a pattern. The more you automate, the more you appear to become a well-oiled and a highly automated enterprise. You don't need to automate everything. Sometimes it is misunderstood that automation means I need to automate everything in the process. No, nothing like that. You can automate things in a piecemeal approach. Now, how do you do that? Automation, you need to find out which is going to make a change to your business, which can either improve your operations or reduce your cost or improve your efficiency, touch the customers, pain points. Those are some things which are going to be decided as the very critical points for a candidate or a rank for automation on priority. Now, how will you evaluate whether this is a beneficial for my business? That's a very important question that every business has to find out. And it involves business executives as well, C-level executives. They need to find out and help the IT to tell them that this is a revenue generation process. And by automating such a process, I'm going to get an X dollar benefit out of it over a period of time. And also, one key thing is automation is not going to save cost at the very beginning, right, in the year one, because you also involve in purchasing an automation software, involve IT's team effort to implement that automation. So to get an ROI on automation, you need to wait and probably a year plus, and also how much manual efforts have you reduced, how many processes you have actually automated, made them into a completely an automated process by reducing the manual efforts. Those are all very critical. And what is your investment that you have done? All these you'll have to calculate, then only comes your ROI. And many cases, even a poor selection of the first business process of automation accounts for a lot of failures in automation journey. So you need to make sure that we pick up the solid use case, which is very critical for the business, and then involve all the SMEs, the developers, the machine learning experts, data analysts, IT support team, and then design the automation strategy, plan for a perfect project. Even it can be a piecemeal approach or it can be a big bang theory, but do it well, right? And first approach is very, very critical for an automation success.
That's very true, Krishna. And again, when it comes to ROI, a lot of the technology investments that CIOs are looking to make at this point in time is also with keeping the future of work in mind. How do you see the future of work fitting into all of this and being shaped further via automation?
Yeah, this is a fear that exists, right? Everybody is thinking that automation is going to kill jobs. But it is the other way around. Automation produces many jobs as it assumed to eliminate. Now, if you see some employees lose out, yes, they do lose out because you are not enabled to the next level upgrade, right? Especially if you see some of the manufacturing companies in the early 90s started adopting automation. So automation does not mean it is only desktop, laptop based, IT based automation. Automation has been there in the industry for very long years. Manufacturing was one of the oldest, industry which started adopting automation. Many people lost their jobs, but the very fact remains still the same, right? Unless you upgrade yourself to the next level, you become redundant to any place that you are part of, right? So you need to constantly enable yourself with your technical skills so that you also upgrade yourself and also embrace automation as part of it. So what I have observed is workers who can supplement new technologies and accomplish activities beyond the capabilities of machines generally see a good opportunity for them and a good pay hikes, right? But those who can be replaced by robots, yes, they will be certainly be replaced. So automation benefits is mainly for the company owners, right? Organizations, entrepreneurs who enjoy more earnings with fewer labor costs and the availability of resources. So that becomes very, very vital. So I'm saying that this trend is not going to come down by any means. This trend is going to certainly increase, but that does not brings any alarm. All we need to do is to embrace into new technology, learn new activities, become more compatible with robots, identify how you can learn some newer way of operating your own activities, be it technical, be it non-technical, whatever, right? And mainly, one another critical aspect is with the rise of new technology comes a rise in need for people with refined social and emotional abilities. Now, what does that mean is between 2016 and 2030, demand for social and emotional skills will rise by 26% in the US and 22% in Europe. Some of these qualities like empathy, intrinsic, while others like excellent communication is also very important. You need to be well adapted to that, right? And the demand for entrepreneurship and initiatives, newer initiatives, right, using latest technologies will also expand by 33% and 32% in US and Europe respectively. So leadership skills, AI skills, robotic skills are going to be in high demand. And cognitive skills, social and emotional abilities are also going to be critical for someone to be very successful. So you need to be enhancing your skills and also make sure that this fear is slowly removed by constantly embrace the employees to tell them to upgrade themselves to the latest and greatest.
Definitely. Krishnan, you've already obviously touched upon a lot of trends that we are seeing, entrench into the technology ecosystem at this point in time. We spoke about the cloudification, the business process management. What automation trends are you seeing driving digital transformation in enterprises?
Yeah, that's a very, very important aspect. Thanks for asking that. Digital transformation is a process through which a business adopts digital technologies in order to facilitate disruption. Right? Any technology growth is always going to bring in some disruption. And at the end of it, it's all for the revenue growth. Each year, new digital transformation trends emerge and with a very high potential to significantly accelerate corporate development. Now, some of my observations is 5G and the Internet of Things. This is number one. Automobiles. We used to drive automobiles, the way we are driving our current gen and in the future gen automobiles are completely using these 5G technologies and the self-driving mode, and a lot of these parameters with high internet connectivity, low latency and stuff like that have come. Shipping and logistics, right? Tracking dispatched products, what used to be 20, 30 years ago and how we are tracking with barcodes and many other aspects. Your shipments are reaching you far more earlier than it used to be in the past, right? Transportation is very important, but the entire logistics and warehousing concept itself is now completely adopted to digital. Any organization is now completely into digital. Other very critical places, remote healthcare. Pandemic has taught us how a healthcare can be done remotely. It was probably at a very nascent stage before pandemic, but you can completely without except a surgery. Now anything and everything can be done remotely. Wow, that's a great thing to for the entire medical industry and for the entire globe. By seeing the patient on a video, you can consult and provide a very some of the basic medicines. You don't need to even visit a doctor to do that, and the payments can be done digitally. Again, you are going back to the entire world of digitalization, right? And one another thing which is very closely associated to your RPA is your hyper automation, right? RPA was seen as a separate entity, AI was seen as a separate entity, but AI and RPA clubbing together, bringing cognitive intelligence, hyper intelligence, or hyper automation, making even some of the manual interventions during automation into a completely automated process. That's a phenomenal growth which is going to pave way for newer opportunities in the world. And one another point is service-based model. Your software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. These are all very critical in order to achieve some of these, the greater initiatives that I spoke about. Last is your, I still have one more, which is generative AI. It's a subfield of artificial intelligence, which uses contents like your images, text, audio files, video files, and then it enables unique content delivered to each customer depending upon their choice. Last one is mainly on the ones which are in the early stages, like your augmented reality, virtual reality, and all these things are also catching up widely. So I think that's largely what the key things which are driving to digital transformation in enterprises, including blockchain.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time today, Krishnan. Really appreciated the dialogue today. And we look forward to seeing you shortly at the Intelligent Automation Show, where companies will get the opportunity to actually interact with Aspire, but also deep dive a bit more into how you're enabling automation within other organizations. So we look forward to seeing you shortly.
Thank you, Aisha, for this opportunity again. And I'm also hoping to have, a wonderful opportunity to connect with a lot of these customers, partners in the Middle East, and making sure that, there is a win-win situation for all the parties. Thank you once again.
Definitely. Take care and see you shortly. Bye for now.
You too. Bye-bye.